Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. I hope you had a great weekend, and I just wanted to wish you all a happy Father's Day, all the fathers out there. And a cool thing happened on the weekend, actually. A couple things happened. We got profiled in the National Post. So in the home section, in the life section, you can see that Chuck Charlton at Royal LePage Meadowtown Realty has positioned himself as a Milton real estate expert by providing daily video listings. So anyone who saw that thought it was pretty cool. And just to give you a sample, is this home here, we did a video for it, and it ended up being the most expensive home ever sold in New Milton. It's the only home to sell for more than $900,000, sold for full price, competitive offers, and we just wrapped that one up last week. So the only home in New Milton to basically sell over $900,000. And we also hold the record for bringing the buyer for the most expensive urban home in Milton, the only one ever to sell for over $1 million. Shout outs to Colin Best for letting us know about that. So we hold the record on the buy and the sell, and this was a beautiful property. It just had something that was so special. 9-foot ceilings on all 3 floors. You can obviously see the ravine behind the pool, the pie-shaped lot. Lots of space, very, very private, which is hard to find in the subdivision. So anyhow, that's a bit about what we do to market our homes. And let's get to today's list. And there's 31, I think, on the list. First one up is 100 Millside, number 1405. It's at 277.5. It's known as being a more mature building, and so it's a 2-bedroom, 2-washroom. And it doesn't say what side it faces. This panoramic view of the escarpment and the pond, so that would be kind of a southwest view, possibly a northwest view, but definitely west in there. And it's in a good area. It's close to the downtown. You can go and eat in a lot of places. Definitely for the plus 50 crowd, though it does have a lot of good amenities too. We talked about a first floor unit in this building coming for sale last week. So with no pictures, it can be hard to tell, but it seems like the price is in line with where they're selling. Now this is our new listing on Stover Crescent. It's at 339.8, and it's in Amesbury. It's 1130 square feet. It's a Mattamy townhouse, and so it's basically one big room on the main floor. Some people use this area as a dining room. This particular owner's decided just to leave it all open, and I tend to like that. It feels cluttered if you're trying to do too much in the room. And so you can see how the kitchen interacts here. You've got the pass-through window through the kitchen, and there's a table here with the kitchen. There's a a slate backsplash. Master bedroom has a walk-in closet with a window in it, and you have one full bathroom upstairs. Now the nice thing is it's totally private. Eventually there's going to be some townhomes here behind. This whole property is called the Patterson Farm, recently sold to Mattamy. So if anybody watching this video is interested in finding out what's happening in that planned subdivision, I do have all the drawings and maps and everything else. So you're going to have townhomes behind you, but for a couple years you get some privacy. And 339.8 is the price on this one. It's a very, very attractive price range, and stuff in Milton under 350 is really, really active. So Mowat Lane, apparently they don't need grass to sell. 359.850 is the price on this one. It backs onto Main Street, so somebody who's taking this photo basically has their back to Main Street facing the home. And there's I call these front back homes because they have 2 front doors. This is the side on Mowat Lane, and then the other side is Main Street. Now they don't need grass or lights to sell this home, apparently. The photos, you're going to see a bunch of listings today that really the photos just are not doing the place justice at all. Grainy, I don't know. This one really, it's like I said before, it's in an attractive price range. There's a lot of square footage for the money. It certainly doesn't show as an A+ online anyways. And we always say your first showing's online. Collis Court 379. And so this is, I believe, what they call a Fallon model. It's a front living dining right here, which they packed a lot of stuff in. And then you also have your family room open with the kitchen. No finished basement. It's okay. I don't think it's going to wow people, but I think that the price is certainly reflective of more value than kind of a wow. Evans Terrace, this is a Coleman model, and it's in the high 1,300 square feet. Sits at 395. Last one on the street to sell. This particular model was very well upgraded. This one, Not quite as much. The kitchen is a little more plain. There's no stainless steel appliances. But the advantage this one has is a fully finished basement. Now there's a nice little nook here where you can actually put you can put anything. You can put extra closet space, a TV, a dresser, anything you want. The other rooms are not huge, but they do work for kids' rooms. And there's your finished basement. Some trees in the back there too. So overall good. Not sure where on the street this one is. There are certain parts of Evans that do face Darien. You can hear a bit of the road noise. The street itself, if you don't live on Evans, you don't really go on it. It's actually a very quiet street. Duncan Lane is 429, and so this one is in the Heathwood area, and it's an oleander model. So you've got your kitchen with the breakfast off to the side. Very smart use of pantry right here. And gorgeously upgraded kitchen. I find that the family room is not very big. Think about how wide that couch is. It's not very wide. Think about how many strips of hardwood is there. It can be a tricky floor plan. Then there's a living dining in the front of the house. That makes it look a lot bigger than it is. Glass shower. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs on this one. To me, it's seeming a little bit high. Shepherd is at 430, and we've got an 1860 square foot townland model with blurry photos. I'm shaking my head sometimes. There's your family room. Boy, doesn't that make you just want to go have a look? And there's your kitchen and your backyard with 2 very similar views. September 1st is the possession on this one. Now we look at this one on Seller's Path, and they're a bit higher than most of the other ones that we'd expect. You can see that we've got the navigational arrows. These are screenshots probably from like Property Guys, but it's a beautiful house. The photography is finally done well. We actually see one that's done well. They don't have a backyard. They've got a patio above the garage, and they're 3 stories. So I've seen this particular model sell for less even in the recent past. It's nice. I still think they're shooting a little high. So Farmstead is 469, 1,600 square foot. Got to put those appliances in. I really think that hinders someone's ability to sell. We've seen recently there's a couple of these that have dropped their price down to be a little bit more competitive. And I think these guys might be standing alone while those other guys are getting more action. Now Marley Crescent, 474.9. It's an 1820 square foot home. It's been very well done. There's nice upgrades in here. The backsplash, the appliances, even this nice little sort of stone look with the fireplace. It's all been done very well, and not too much furniture. They're not trying to clutter it up too much. Now it's possible that on the outside they may have replaced some of the wood there over time. It may have worn down, and so they put a stone on the outside. And overall, this one has some neat stuff. Marley is, you've got pretty easy access to the highway. Yates is the same model, 1820 square feet, although it says 4 bedrooms. So I wonder if this might be the bigger version of the home, which is at 2025 square feet, about 200 square feet bigger. The main floor is actually exactly the same, and what they did was they just built out the upstairs a little bit more. The backsplash looks a little strange to me, at least from the photos. If we look at the bedrooms, there are 4 upstairs, so they did solve that problem where the master doesn't have a lot of storage space. They've changed that around. So interesting battle. Certainly not looking as good as the Marley Crescent one, but they do have a bit more square footage. Turner is at 479. Excellent value for a double car garage. You've got patterned concrete in the front and back, and it's a 3 bedroom. So you walk down the hall, this is to your right, and then you've got your kitchen further down, and then you've got an open area here which they've used as a dining area, but they've kind of combined it with a little bit of a sitting area too. So this one looks good. The photos are a little bit dark. They've replaced the flooring upstairs, so if you're one of those people who has allergies and doesn't want a lot of carpet in your home, I don't think this one has any. And it's a good location. Again, easy to access the highway. You can walk to the GO train. There's a lot of advantages. The school district's really good. So this area between Main and Steeles and Thompson and James Snow, lots of good stuff around there in terms of what you could walk to. So August 24th is their possession. Usually that means that there's an important date in mind. And I remember seeing this home when it was listed previously when these guys bought it. And it looks really good. So the photo is a little bit off, but that's okay. They're still going to get a lot of action. Double garage at 480 will definitely get the eyeballs. Cavanagh at 489 is the price on this one. Hard to sell a vacant house. It looks like it's about 1,900 square feet. Backs onto the pond. Yeah, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it doesn't have a lot of zip to it in my eyes. Like, I really look for stuff that's different, unique, special. I think buyers out there, when they have so much selection, that's what they're looking for as well. This one really caught my eye on Robertson because almost everything you see on Robertson is in the $500,000–$600,000 price range. This one's at $499,850. It's a 55 by 120 foot lot. Double garage. It looks like it has a basement with some kind of an apartment. It's got 2 full bathrooms upstairs, laminate floors. Even if you tear out the laminate, that's fine. It looks like a lot of the stuff, the roof, the windows, the furnace, has all been done in the last 10 years. So nice, really, really nice. I mean, I wonder if they meant to put $599, but this one looks on paper like excellent value. They're probably going to have competition. I would guess at that price, they may be holding back on offers, but I didn't see anything in the listing when I looked at it quick. Farmstead, $519, $888. And I believe this is a Plan 6, 2,300 square feet. No appliances, no fencing, no window covering, but that's still a half decent price. It seems like a lot of these homes are listing between $5 and $550 now, and they have a lot of the siding. For some reason, the siding homes have been something that have been popping out a lot. I think it's more just coincidence than anything. Sherwood is, again, back up to Main Street here. Looks like you've got a little bit of an opening right by the front door. $539 is the price on this one. 40 by 102 foot lot, which is a nice size. And yeah, looks good. Finished basement, and you've got that nice size yard there. These guys are really rocking it out at $539. The fact that finished basement's there really is exciting. They're aggressive. They're going to sell pretty quick. Here's another siding one on Schreier here, $539, 2,436 square feet. And you've got a loft upstairs plus the 4 bedrooms and a glass shower. Looks good to me. Looks very nice. Eagers at $539. Drop the price down. That's not a full double garage, although apparently you can fit 2 cars inside, but the doorway is not a double, which is strange to me. The home itself is in great shape, nice landscaping. This here has all been built. That's not something you buy at Home Depot. That's an actual built gazebo, and it's a cool place to hang out. I've seen this one in person. There's only 1 room on the main floor, and then you have your kitchen with the eat-in. And yeah, you know, overall this one's been very well taken care of. The basement downstairs, now the ceiling is a little bit funny. It's actually like a lattice board that they've screwed up onto the ceiling, and you've got your tiles down on the floor here, and they've got these neat little Christmas lights. It's actually a neat little party room. Kids tend to like it. And it's a good street too. So $539 I think is in the right range. It's just a question of, you can buy homes that have more than 1 room plus a kitchen on the main floor. So finished basement helps them. I think they're in the right zone. Weston is at $559. And so you've got some nice thick granite countertops. Beyond there, it looks nicely upgraded. That path to the toilet looks like it's about 1.5 feet wide, so it's probably just the camera angle. Not much to go by there. Child's $559, nice wide driveway here. And so you've got this kind of this design where the back of the home, you've got these slope ceilings in the kitchen. You've got a beautiful pool on this one here too. And the same model without a pool sold last year, I think for $460 or something like that. So you add market appreciation. You don't always get the money for the pool. This one has a finished basement. It's you know, it's a tough one to call based on some of the other sales on what I consider to be better streets. They're still subtracting a bit of a discount there, so they might get it. They're kind of in the right place, I think, if you look at it from a couple different angles. Marshall $562. It's a Scotswood, 2,350 square feet, and the fact that it has a pie-shaped lot, I think, is really going for it. The extra land is definitely helping, and overall Marshall's a nice street, all brick. I've seen worse models, at least on the MLS listing, that have sold for more than this one, very aggressively priced, and I think they may even sell for more if they get the right kind of activity. Now, Zimmerman's an interesting one, 574.9. I saw this one with the in-ground pool. I thought, holy cow. Then I remembered this home is only probably 1750 square feet. There's 3 bedrooms, and that's the one room that you have besides the kitchen. It's kind of the same idea as Eager. Very well done. The fact it has a finished basement, I mean, look at the kids' rooms. I mean, the pride that's gone into this home is very, very evident. There's your finished basement, and there's your backyard. So you got a 36 by 109 foot lot. They've put a whole pool in here, and that's the interesting thing. The house itself with the finished basement is probably in the low 5s, and then there's that premium for the pool and the little fixings and the extras and everything else. So it could hit the right way, and it could work for somebody. But most of the time when I think of pools, I think of 4-bedroom homes with double car garages. And so this one's a little bit smaller inside. So the right family is going to have to come along that's willing to live with a smaller home. Scott Boulevard, 599. This is a Chester model. It's 2477 square feet, I think. So you've got a defined entryway. You've got... I just find the floor plan's a little bit off here. This is hard to put a dining table because it just doesn't fit anywhere. And there's a small family room, the one off the kitchen. This is kind of a second family room above the garage, and it overlooks the bedroom. So you have to be careful if you're watching TV in this room that you're not waking up the people in the rooms. A little bit smaller bedrooms too. I'm just not the biggest fan of the floor plan. I've talked about that a couple times. 609 is this one on Marshall. It's actually the same floor plan as the Scotswood. It's the new version. It's called the Huxley. Living, dining in the front, family plus kitchen in the back. Nicely upgraded here. You've got your hardwood upstairs, plus it looks like a great looking finished basement, and certainly a nice looking lot to 48, which is a couple feet wider in the front there. Nice black driveway. It's one of the best investments you can make when you're looking to sell your home. And August 24th is actually their ideal possession on this one. I've seen this home with a finished basement. The stucco and stone is definitely helping. I've seen this one very similar, sometimes not even as nice, sell for this. They're going to do well, same as the other model of that home. Jarrett Crossing, 624.9. I told you there's a big list, 30-something properties, and not much is really jumping out with this one. I mean, I like the kitchen. I talked about this one last week, so I think we did profile it. I didn't recognize when I pulled off the list. Kincardine Terrace, 629. It's just a big box, basically. I mean, we've seen so many of these come out. There's been a flood, I think, of homes that don't have anybody living in them. And sometimes when you go to buy a home that doesn't have anyone inside, you have a little bit more leverage, especially if you can give a quicker closing. They're paying the bills, but nobody's living there, so it can be a real advantage to them to get somebody into the home. But you do want to consider those extra costs. Windows, air conditioning, all the rest of it. Mill Street, 779. These guys who did the reno on this home do fantastic work. Very impressive. 107 by 80 foot lot. Nice front appearance. And you can see all the charm. They've worked in some of those old floorboards. They've taken the nice thick baseboards and all the old features that you see in these century homes, and they've really perked it up and updated it, and just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. $779 I think is a great deal. It's a 3-bedroom. There's signature marks that these guys put into their homes, and they're all done very well. Forbes Terrace, $798 is the price. I love the front appearance. Some people may not, but I think it's a really nice look. 3,400 square feet backing onto a ravine. There's no photos on this one, but I think given the fact that we just sold that one over 900, I think that some of the stuff in the higher price range is really going to start to see some nice things happen. Wheelhand Way is $895, and so it's over in Campbellville. It's a triple car garage with an in-ground pool, and there's not really much else I can go by without the photos. Amos has been around for a while. $899 is the price. It's one of the bigger lots in the subdivision, and it only says it's a 3-bedroom, so that might be something that's hurting them a little bit more. It's a bungalow, and it actually looks like there's the bedrooms are downstairs, and they've used most of the main floor rooms as being living areas. So that might be the thing, if you're buying a bungalow, you may not want stairs at all. Maybe you convert the den into something. I don't know. It might be one of those things that's holding them back is the way the rooms are configured. Guelph Line 949, they talk about a J. Robinson home. I've never heard of the guy, but it sounds good to me whenever they quote a name. It's funny how you sort of have that celebrity appeal when you mention anybody. 18 acres on this one. Lots of charm, lots of exposed brick, and so dated in a couple parts. But I think when you're buying a home like this, in this budget, you can probably afford to do a little bit of work. Has a lot of charm. Imagine sitting out on that wraparound porch and just having a coffee, reading a book. And why do people buy in the country? So they can have privacy and they can have that nice feeling, the fresh air, all the rest of it. So it's good stuff. I like a lot of the stuff about that listing. It's been listed a couple times, and I think they're at a price where they may get some nibbles. First line is at 1.15 basically. It's 58 acres. There's always that trade-off with these homes, like acreage compared to the size and the quality of the home. There's about 3 or 4 factors that we look at as a comparison. There's a triple car garage with a pool there as well. What else? We have Ennisclare here is about 10 acres. It's at $2 million. And I mentioned this last week, is that when you go from 1 million to 2 million, you probably lose 90% of your audience. There's a very steady decline in the number of people that can afford 2 million compared to the 1 million. And this is kind of French bistro. And the comments and the feedback I've had about this home in the past is that it's gorgeous, but it's very catered to a specific kind of crowd. I mean, that sort of French bohemian look, it can be very difficult to sell a home like this because it's so specifically to a certain taste. I mean, it can be hard enough to sell this home. So what that means usually is that it's just on the market for a long time, and it has been. And generally the people that have these homes, even if they are vacant, they can generally float the boat. So that's where we're at. So we've got, I think, 31 listings we profiled today, and it was a bit longer, and I do apologize. But remember, video is going to be more and more important in real estate the further and further we get into the future. And if you want cutting edge, if you want someone who's constantly looking for new things, we'd be a great choice to sell your home. So have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.